Exist Archive. It's a game I played and finished way back in January. And I had beaten this game at the end of last year, but I kept on playing it even after I beat it to try to finish some of the post-game stuff like dungeons and getting new characters that are only available after you beat this game one time. One thing I really love about Exist Archive is the fighting style. Exist Archive has a similar fighting style to Valkyrie Profile on the PlayStation 1. It was actually made by the same developer, Tri-Ace, and so a lot of people were seeing this as a spiritual successor to Valkyrie Profile on the PlayStation 1. Unfortunately, this game has a very different story and has nothing to do with Norse mythology like Valkyrie Profile did. In this game, what happens in the beginning is that all your characters die. I don't really think this is a spoiler because this happens way early in the game, so I'll just give you a little bit of background on the story. All your characters die and you're sent off to this strange planet, and you learn while you're on that planet that you have this ability to heal because you have this evil force within you. This evil force is actually a character that was expelled out from that planet, and the person who expelled it, Amatsume, she put it onto Earth and it hit you and your friends, and that was the explosion that caused your death. So you're only here because Amatsume got rid of this evil force on this planet. And throughout the entire game, you're looking for a way for you and your friends to go back to Earth and enjoy your life. This is the main character here. He has a really awesome sword. That's one thing I didn't like about this game, the weapons. So in this game, when you were trying to obtain new weapons, you didn't go to a shop and buy them. You had to kill enemies and they would drop things like weapons, armor, accessories. But that's how you would get new stuff in this game. And sometimes they dropped the same weapon, and sometimes the sword would be iron or gold or a different material, or it would have a fire element or a thunder element added to it. And so you had all these different types of the same sword in the game. So it made it really hard to know, what do I get rid of and what do I keep? You cannot keep one of each item in this game. They don't allow that. There are caps to the number of items you can keep, and so it made it difficult. What I did was I always try to keep my offense and defense as high as possible using weapons and armor, and I try to get rid of everything else after that. And so I didn't have like a lot of extra stuff, so I had space in my inventory so that when I was out in dungeons I could get new stuff. A lot of people won't like this game. The story isn't too in-depth. You're basically looking for a way home, and there's this other evil force that you're fighting against on the planet, and you're helping Amatsume get strength. And there's 4 different endings to this game. I saw 2 of them. In one of the endings, you're really selfish and you claim all the power for yourself. I found that ending, it's not necessarily a bad ending, it's just a very selfish ending. That's called the Dark God route, when you do everything for yourself. The other route is the Curse of Immortality route, which is a bit different. So one of the cool things about this game is that there is a New Game Plus. So when you beat the game, you can actually start it over again with all the same levels, items that you had before, which really makes the game a lot easier in the beginning if you're gonna replay it to get the other endings. I got 2 out of 4 of the endings. I don't think I'm gonna go ahead and get the other 2. This game is very long. I feel like this game really dropped the ball on that. They sort of made the dungeons a bit too long. And the dungeons in this game were very similar to one another. It's weird because you'd go into a dungeon and if it's like near the same area, it would look the same. And a lot of times you're asked to go into the same dungeon, and sometimes there'd be sub-quests in dungeons, and you just have to do the same dungeons again and again if you want to do everything to get 100% in this game. I didn't get 100%. I didn't do all the sub-quests and everything. That would have taken way too long. Way too long. I have way too many games in my collection to get to. The dungeons in this game were beautiful. The way you traverse the world is like a 2D art style, sort of like Valkyrie Profile again. I really enjoyed the way you traverse this world. I hope that they make more games like this. I like the 2D traversals. I like the fighting style in this game. I do wish it was a bit easier or faster to get through the dungeons. Maybe I was missing something when I played, or I wasn't leveling up properly or something. But overall, I did find a lot of enjoyment in this game. If I were to rate this role-playing RPG, this Japanese role-playing RPG from 1 to 10, I'd probably give it like a 6 or a 7, but it is kind of normal. I really, really enjoyed the Persona games when I played them. I really enjoyed the Tales of games when I played them, and so I'm trying to compare this to those games that were really awesome, and this game was really okay. It was fun to play, but it wasn't like the best game I've played, and so that's why the rating is like 6-ish. Would I recommend this game? If you like strange stories, like really abstract things, maybe. If you like to grind in dungeons, a dungeon grinding RPG, then definitely. If you've played Valkyrie Profile and you like that sort of fighting style, definitely play this game. It's very similar. If you like Valkyrie Profile for the Norse mythology and not really for the fighting style or anything else, you probably want to stay away from this. This has an anime style of artwork, as you can see behind me, and so I know some people really love that artwork and some people really hate it and want to stay away from it. They like a more realistic look of the Western RPGs than of the Japanese RPGs. Anywho, I did beat Exist Archive, and so that's what this is about. But for the next video, I'll talk about everything Mighty Number 9 next time in the next games I beat an episode. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Please leave a comment down below if you like this game, if you didn't like this game, if you have any questions about it, maybe I can answer. Hit that like button if you enjoy this kind of content, and please subscribe for more book reading, metal detecting, and video game content. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Ciao.